out of 10. Victoria 35. 9 cars to run in heat number 9, their final qualifying heat of the night. Question online about Australia 1. He's out for the night, done a drive line. He'll be back tomorrow night, hopefully. Trevor Mills, they happen in the opening lap of the opening race. As the green lights come on, they're away and racing. Down the main straight the first time, hotly contested into turn number 1 and 2 the first time. And out in front, it looks as though it's going to be Richard Cook, who takes on Donald Irving on the outside. So head up into turn number 3. And the little Sigma's giving Brittany a cheek on the outside too. So move into the main straight, 3 wide. Stephen Laidlaw's there, along with David Lord, Justin Hawkins, and the little Sigma's staying out on the outside of them all. So head out of turn number 2, Richard Cook out in front. Won a heat race earlier on tonight. He leads heat number 9. Donald Irving in second place. Stephen Laidlaw third. And the little jigger on the outside, the 7 of Shane Hammond. Still on the outside of David Lord. Also in there is Justin Hawkins. Back then behind them would be Tim Morn and Bo Riley. And at the tail is Selena Jennings. Very close for the minor placings, but out in front Richard Cook has skipped away. Donald Irving in second place. Behind him Stephen Laidlaw. Still on the outside is Shane Hammond. On the inside David Lord and Justin Hawkins. Those 5 are absolutely locked together as they move out of turn number 2. And the little Sigma still on the outside. He moves up and pokes the nose ahead of David Lord. Here comes Stephen Laidlaw now on the outside of Donald Irving as Hammond gets sideways. Hawkins comes underneath. Laidlaw on the outside of Irving. Irving fights back. David Lord's in there. Hawkins. Here comes Tim Morn. Bo Riley. And still the Sigma of Hammond is on the outside. Out of 3 and 4. Hawkins in front. This is the best race we've had. On the outside is the 33 and Laidlaw. The inside is Donald Irving. Behind the pair is David Lord. And here comes Justin Hawkins now. Back then to Morn. Bo Riley makes up a spot. Little Sigma's going backwards and back then to Selena Jennings. Out of 4, the race leader has done another lap. Halfway home, 6 down and 6 to go. Out in front, it's Richard Cook. Second place is that of the 33 and Laidlaw. Hawkins, back then to Irving, then Lord, Morn, then Bo Riley. The Sigma had a thought about going the outside of Bo Riley. That didn't work. And back then to Selena Jennings. 5 laps to go. Laidlaw in second place. Third is Hawkins. Then this titanic battle as David Lord spins himself out. Oh! And Selena Jennings had nowhere to go and is upside down, or on a side at least, in the fence up in turn number 2, and that brings on the red lights. Wait for the greens, they come into the start zone. We're back underway. And Richard Cook leads them down the main straight from Stephen Laidlaw. Justin Hawkins in third place, and in fourth place is Donald Irving. Back then in fifth, Tim Bourne, Bo Riley and Shane Hammond. They'll come out of turn 3 and 4, complete another lap. 4 laps to go in heat number 9. Richard Cook, Laidlaw, back then to Hawkins. Here comes Bo Riley on the outside of Tim Morn. So move out of turn 2. Riley's got a good run here. Moves up on the outside of Tim Morn. And now looking on the outside of Donald Irving. Irving goes mid-track. Morn might go the middle. They're 3 wide. So they come into the main straight. Riley didn't win out there. Oops. Morn and... Oh, he will win out. Morn went wide underneath of Irving. Shane Hammond has spun the Sigma meantime. That'll probably bring on the cautions. It does as he drives away. And we'll do it again. Restart. Richard Cook still in front. Can he win his second heat of the night? Behind him is Stephen Laidlaw. Hasn't won a heat race yet. Justin Hawkins certainly has. Back in fourth place, Donald Irving. Bo Riley's won a heat race as well. So 3 heat race winners in this field, and Shane Hammond and the little Sigma is at the tail. Into the main straight, 2 laps to go. Our race leader, Richard Cook. Laidlaw. Is Laidlaw going to try an outside move? If he is, it's not going to pay off, and Justin Hawkins will move into second place. So Laidlaw fights back. Bo Riley has another go on the outside of Donald Irving. That's for 4th. They come into the main straight. White flag is out. We're homeward bound. Richard Cook just in front. Hawkins and Laidlaw's going to try again on the outside. Bo Riley has passed Donald Irving, moved into fourth. They head down the back straight. They're homeward bound well and truly now. And Richard Cook will be the first driver tonight to win 2 heat races. Comes into the main straight, and from Queensland, Richard Cook is first home. Justin Hawkins, Stephen Laidlaw, Bo Riley fourth. Then Donald Irving and Shane Hammond. Only 6 finished an eventful heat number 9. The margin was .493, the fastest lap, an 18.911 by Justin Hawkins. But it's Richard Cook first, Hawkins second, and Stephen Laidlaw third.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wally unbuckles, winner of Heat 9, the Q15 out of Queensland, Richard Cook. Now Richard, mate, first one to win 2 heats for the night.
That's always good to hear, but we'll always come back because I've missed a few sponsors. I'd like to thank Labs Engines, who else? Coombs Racing for helping me out get here. Every other sponsor, huge thanks to Small Man. He changed the setup and the car works better now. Huge credit to them. Oh boy can do it, boys from the bush.
I tell you mate, you Queensland boys are going pretty good down here at Hamilton, so you must be happy with the track too.
Finally getting the right stuff for the track, but the track's coming in good.
Alright, that's the Q15, Richard.
Full field of 11 for heat number 10. All about set to go. So they come into the main straight. The green lights come on. We're away. Jake Blight from Western Australia takes the lead as they head up into turn number 1. A move coming further back by the black car 12 of Rod Massara. Hasn't had a very good run in the title so far. He's back there in about 7th place as they move up into the top turn. It's Jake Blight out in front as they come out of 3 and 4. Pete Leonard's in there. 3rd place is Gemma Laidlaw. Millthorpe on the outside of the 87 car of Jaden Edwards. Back there in 6th place at this stage. Looks as though it could be Neil Caldulis. Rod Massara drives around the outside of Caldulis, and it looks as though it could be Robert Aldridge went underneath of Caldulis. Into the main straight they come. The 61 of Jake Blight out in front. Leonard in 2nd place. So move past us once again. Gemma Laidlaw's in that group along with Jaden Edwards as they head down the back straight. Back in 5th place will be Jack Millthorpe. Rod Massara's back there in 6th place as they come out of turn 3 and 4 yet again. Plenty of moves in this one as they come into the main straight behind Blight. Leonard, Laidlaw, Edwards, Millthorpe. On the outside is Rod Massara. Aldridge on the inside. Back then in the next place will be Neil Caldulis. Further back then to Ryan Quayle, Monique Bailey and Ryan Ardell. So they come out of 3 and 4. Nothing separating the top 10. In fact, about 12 car lengths. Out in front is the 61 car of Jake Blight. Leonard the next one through. Back then to Laidlaw in 3rd place. 4th place right behind them is the 87 of Jaden Edwards. On the outside and making all the moves on the outside is Rod Massara. Moves up to 5th place now. Trying to follow in through is the white car of Neil Caldulis. On the inside of Caldulis is the 5 of Jack Millthorpe. As they go down into turn 1 and 2 yet again. Nothing separating the field. Jake Blight from WA still in front. Leonard in 2nd place. Gemma Laidlaw looking for an inside run. Comes underneath the Leonard. Back then in 4th place is Jaden Edwards. Might get Leonard as well. Coming out of 4 he does. Moves into 3rd. Rod Massara's behind Leonard and then Neil Caldulis. Jack Millthorpe the next car through. There's nothing separating the entire field apart from Ryan Arnell. So head down the Western Speedway back straight. It's Jake Blight just in front. 2nd place is Gemma Laidlaw and 3rd place is Jaden Edwards. Back in 4th place is Pete Leonard. And behind them is the 12 of Rod Massara. Massara looking for an outside run down in 1 and 2. Behind them is Neil Caldulis and then Jack Millthorpe. So head down the back straight once again. Ryan Arnell pulling the car up in front of us, goes to the infield. We've got 4 to go. An exciting race in progress. Down into 1. Blight in front. Here comes another outside attempt by Rod Massara. Can't get it to work. Coming out at 2. So he stays in 5th behind Leonard, who's behind Jaden Edwards, who's behind Gemma Laidlaw, who's behind our race leader. Into the main straight with 3 to go. Down into turn number 1. Blight by a car length from Laidlaw. That's Gemma. Jaden Edwards. Then back to Pete Leonard. 5th place is the 12 of Rod Massara. 1 car's going up in smoke. That's Jack Millthorpe. in car number 5 as they come into the main straight with 2 laps to go. Blight, Laidlaw, Jaden Edwards now looking to the outside. Back in 4th place, Pete Leonard. On the inside of Rod Massara comes Neil Caldoulis. Edwards on the outside of Gemma Laidlaw for 2nd place. White flag coming out. Laidlaw's got ambitions of taking the lead at the same time, as well as coming under attack from the outside of Jaden Edwards. A blanket go here in the 10th qualifying heat. Out in front it's Jake Blight. 2nd place is Gemma Laidlaw. On the outside is Jaden Edwards. Back into Pete Leonard, Neil Caldoulis and Rod Massara. What a finish this is going to be. Out of 3 and 4, Jake Blight just in front. On the outside they come and don't get there. Gemma Laidlaw and Jaden Edwards tried. Back in 4th place, Pete Leonard. Back in 5th was Rod Massara, got Neil Caldoulis on the last lap. Back to Ryan Quayle, Monique Bailey, Jack Milthorpe and Robert Aldridge. 3 minutes 55.094 for the 12 laps. The winning margin 0.240. The quick lap a 19.020 by Jake Blight, who defeats Gemma Laidlaw and Jaden Edwards.
Speedway Australia supporting.
Ladies and gentlemen, your heat number 10 winner for PMD Race Products out of Western Australia, the W61, Jake Blight. How was that, Jake?
That was damn bloody good. I needed the win for me sponsors. Without them, we'd still be back in WA. So huge thanks to everyone that's put in money to get me here, and huge thanks to my partner. She did the long trek across. My old boy, my brother, he flew across. Also got to thank Kai back in WA. He gave me a phone call before that heat race. He said, "How about you pull your head in and stop driving like a dick?" So that's what we had to do. But it's a team effort, that one.
Hey mate, you're under attack on the exit of the corners there towards the end of the race. The car checking up a little bit on the exits?
Nah, that was driver. They can Morse code the back bumper as much as they want because they're behind me, so I didn't give a stuff.
So good day to everyone back in WA for us while you got it.
I got to thank Robin and Brian Copeland from Saddlers Butchers. Yogi, huge thanks to Yogi. He's put in some coin to get me across, and thanks to Nan and Grandad.
Ladies and gentlemen, the W61, Jake Blight.
All about set to go, heat 11. Away and racing, and Kane McDiarmid got the best of the start, gets around the outside and takes the lead momentarily. The yellow lights have come on. Officials not happy with the start. We'll do it again. So the 11 car of Rodney Anderson getting the inquiry flag. By Stewart. Ready for a complete restart. The green lights come on. Kane McDiarmid got a really good start on this occasion. Goes right around the outside of Rodney Anderson and takes the lead. Back in 3rd place is anybody's guess. At this stage it looks as though it's Craig McAllister. Also coming through is Dean Sparrow on the outside. So move into the main straight. On the inside of him is Cunningham. Back then to Wilson. McAllister gets into 2nd place at the end of the main straight. Anderson back to 3rd. Our race leader though is Kane McDiarmid from Western Australia. 2nd place is Craig McAllister. Rodney Anderson is 3rd. Cunningham 4th. Back in 5th place is Dean Sparrow. 6th place is the 34 car of Adam Wilson and Joel Berkeley back there in 7th place at this stage. Then we go back to Damien McAllister, James Hodak as they come into the main straight. Stephen Brencher in that group as well. So like the last heat, they are bunched up like bananas as they head out of turn 2 and down the back straight. McDiarmid just in front. 2nd place is Craig McAllister. 3rd place is up for dispute. So come out of the main straight, Rodney Anderson. Then we've got Cunningham. Joel Berkeley making the moves on the outside. He started towards the back of the field, I think, in car number 59. So head down the back straight once again. He did. Berkeley started at the very back. He's up to 5th place and he's on the outside of Dean Sparrow, so he moves back to 6th for the moment. McDiarmid out in front. McAllister second. Back in third place, the 11 car of Rodney Anderson. Fourth place is Andrew Cunningham. Joel Berkeley has come from the back of the bus up to fifth, passing on the outside on a slick racetrack. He's doing a great job. Sixth place is Dean Sparrow. Another one coming through on the outside now. That would be Damien McAllister. They're 3 wide, make it 4 wide down into turn number 1. It's not going to go. One car is going to come to a stop. That's Rodney Anderson, and the yellow lights will come on. Yellows come on. 6 down and 6 to go when we go back for a restart. Some panel damage to Craig McAllister. Also Dean Sparrow in the 91 car. It is still Kane McDiarmid in front from Craig McAllister, and Joel Berkeley back underway. They are now. Green lights are on. Dean Sparrow in 4th place. Back in 5th place, Andrew Cunningham. As they moved into the back straight, it's a race in 3. McDiarmid out in front. In 2nd place, McAllister and Joel Berkeley. Oh, Cunningham tried to come underneath of Dean Sparrow. Sparrow's now on the outside, and Cunningham does get through. Sparrow back to the low line. Back to our leaders, so it's a race in 3. Sparrow back underneath of Cunningham and goes back to 4th place. Cunningham nearly spins out. One does spin out further back. James Hodak does a 360, keeps the car mobile. Back of the ranch, Berkeley on the outside now, McAllister. The 2 of them up behind Kane McDiarmid. 4 laps to go as they head into the back straight. McDiarmid, Berkeley on the outside. Oh, we've got a pile up further back. They keep going. The race continues. That was Dean Sparrow and also Stephen Brencher. They come into the main straight. 3 laps to go. Down past us, and there's a race of ever-changing fortunes. 2.5 laps left to go. McDiarmid just in front. McAllister's on the low line and still on the outside. Joel Berkeley into the main straight. The 3 of them locked together. McDermott, Craig McAllister and Joel Berkeley. The white flag to come out next time around. Berkeley still on the outside of McAllister. The pair of them behind McDiarmid. Back in 4th place is still that of Adam Wilson. They come up for the white flag. Berkeley's poked the nose in front of McAllister. Into the main straight, a blanket finish coming up. McDermott back in 2nd place. Berkeley on the inside is Craig McAllister. Back then to Wilson. Then Damien McAllister in 5th and Andrew Cunningham. Look at the battle for the minor placings. Contact in the back straight between the 2 of them. Checker flag is coming out, and Kane McDiarmid from Western Australia will win. 2nd home will be Joel Berkeley. Back then to Craig McAllister. 4th place will go the way of Adam Wilson, Damien McAllister, Andrew Cunningham. Then back to Dean Sparrow. Then the 11 car, Rodney Anderson, James Hodak. And the last car to finish will be Stephen Brencher. And I reckon 7 of the cars in that race either spun out, were involved in some sort of incident. But in the end, we had a ripper finish. McDiarmid, Berkeley, McAllister, the margin .581. The quick lap was by Dean Sparrow with an 18.845.
Heat race number 11 for the Hamilton Lakeside Motel. Put your hands together for Kane McDiarmid. As Kane gets that window net down. Mate, that must be a relief after what you've had tonight.
Yeah, we had a bit of a rough start, so it's always good to bank one off the front row. So it's a bit slick out there, and just got to sit it on the pole line and hold the guys off. So we managed to do that for 12 laps, and we'll go away and see if we can get it a bit quicker tomorrow night. And scraping in the back of the A or the start of the B, at least we banked a good result. So.
Mate, that was an absolute cracker of a heat. I'm sure you've got some people you want to thank back home too, and also in the pits.
Yeah, look, the Speedway's a family sport and you can't do it without them, so thanks to the folks, Gav, Soph, all the sponsors that have helped me out to get over here. Yeah, all the extended family that's in Victoria watching, and everyone else back at home, so absolutely wrapped.
Ladies and gentlemen, the W31, Kane McDiarmid.
Victoria, from Wagga, from Morua, from Bundaberg, from Rockhampton, from Bega, from Horsham, from Harvey Bay. There's just some of them as we get set for a start in the final qualifying heat of the night. Green lights come on, we're away and racing. And it's Rick Massara who leads Shona Bent down into turn number 1. We've got trouble! And one upside down. We've lost a wheel and a rollover. Kyle Sayer in the 95. The whole front strut has come out of that car. And that's no good for Kyle. And, well, he won his last heat race, so he's not winning this one. Unfortunately, he's up on his side. And we've got ourselves a red light in the final heat. Final qualifying heat of the night. The green flag, sorry, is being held aloft. Bit early for the white flag. We're away. Shona Bent on the outside of Rick Massara as they head out of turn 1 and 2. Massara leads from Bent. Multi Calderwood's there. Here comes Keel Rosevear on the outside, and also going nicely as they come into the main straight and trying to pick out who it is on the outside of all of them is Johnny Ralph. In fact, it was Rosevear on the inside as they head out of turn number 2. We've got 2 cars around further back. Barker and Hutchison, and the yellow lights have come on. 8-12. Back underway. Rick Massara leads them up the main straight. Down into turn number 1. Final qualifying heat. Shona Bent in second place. Third place would be that of Ray Usher. Then Multi Calderwood. Then Keel Rosevear coming underneath the Calderwood. Behind them is Johnny Ralph and Wayne Burke. So they come into the main straight here. Oops, one car went up on 2 wheels. So went up into the main straight. Shona Bent on the outside. Usher on the inside, and they're both right behind Rick Massara. So head out of turn number 2. Massara clearly doesn't have the quickest car at the moment as they move down the back. Well, the timing says he does, but everyone's all over the back end of him at the moment. So Massara leads Shona Bent. Back in third place, it's Ray Usher. Calderwood in fourth. Keel Rosevear, then Ralph is the next one through. They head out of turn number 2 with 9 laps to go. Here comes Usher back underneath the Shona Bent. Back then to Calderwood in fourth place, the veteran driver. Back in fifth place, it's Keel Rosevear, Ralph, Burke, Benny Barker and Matt Hutchison. Down the main straight they come again. 8 laps to go in the final qualifying heat of the night. And out in front, it is just Rick Massara. Shona Bent in second place, Ray Usher third, Calderwood fourth. Back in fifth place, Keel Rosevear. Then there's a bit of a traffic jam behind them. Johnny Ralph, Wayne Burke, Hutchison and Benny Barker. Quick lap of the race, a 19.380. So head out of turn 2. Shona Bent applying all the pressure about the place. Rosevear and Burke have got past Calderwood in mid-pack. So we come up with mid-race now, 6 down and 6 to go. Massara, Bent, Usher, Rosevear, Wayne Burke in 5th place. Back then to Calderwood. Further back in the field after that would be Johnny Ralph, Hutchison and Benny Barker. Well, Shona Bent is trying every trick in the book to pass Rick Massara. A cagey driver from WA. Out in front in the 22. Shona Bent right behind him. Bent is no longer behind him. Shona Bent coming underneath of Rick Massara down in turn 3. Massara's able to shut the gate. Oh, the tyre's been hit again. It's on the track now. That tyre is on the racetrack. Surely the yellow lights will have to come on as they move down the back straight. Rick Massara leads. That tyre is on the racetrack. I can't believe it. They're going to have to race around it. As they come into the main straight, it's an obstacle course down there. As they come into the main straight, Massara leads Shona Bent. Back in third place, it is Usher. Back then to Rosevear. And in 5th place, it's that of Wayne Burke. The green lights have remained on as they're going to have to race around that tractor tyre. Into the main straight they come. It's Massara, the race leader. From Bent, who's going to come underneath him up in turn number 1. Back then to Usher, Rosevear. And in 5th place, it's Wayne Burke and then Johnny Ralph. Shona Bent has hit the front. Down in turn number 3. Trouble as Shona Bent has taken the lead. The yellows have come on. And we've got a decision and a half to make here. Wowee. Let's have a look at the replay. This will be a very, very interesting replay. Shona Bent got underneath of Rick Massara. They got hooked up. Ray Usher has ploughed into the back end, but there was contact before that. The officials not looking at the replays. They're making decisions downstairs. Here we go. It'll be a 2-lap restart. If it is a 2-lap restart and they're put back in their positions, well, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen yet. Rick Massara will be back in front, but we haven't had a decision made yet by the officials. It will be deemed a racing incident. It'll be a 2-lap restart. Rick Massara will be put back in front. Shona Bent will be second, Ray Usher third, Keel Rosevear fourth. Shona's got 2 laps to get past once again. Greens are back on. Massara. Shona Bent in second place. Back then to Usher, Rosevear, and then Wayne Burke. Here she comes again, the status quo. Will she go on with it? She does. She tries to come underneath of Rick Massara. White flag flapping in the breeze. Down it comes. 1 lap to go. Massara just in front. Shona Bent, Usher, Rosevear, and Burke are the top 5. Out of turn 2, the final time. Shona Bent has 1 last go. Gives Massara a tap. Will she try an outside run? Down into turn 3 they come. Out of 3 and 4. Another little bit of a tap. It's not going to be, or maybe it will be. Photo finish, no. Rick Massara got up. Shona Bent in second place. Back in third place, it's Ray Usher, Keel Rosevear. And then Wayne Burke and Johnny Ralph in a blanket finish. 1.6 seconds separated the top 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of your final production sedan heat for the night, heat number 12 for the Comfort Inn Botanical, out of Western Australia, Rick Massara. Rick, you got there in the end, mate. You must be relieved.
Yeah, no, it was a good race, and good on number 9. He was taking me on, and it was a good race, but I enjoyed it.
So you were racing against Shona Bent, who's almost she got a pavilion up in turn 4 there, so you had plenty of support, but you got the job done.
You know, that's what we're here, especially when you get a good heat on this track. It's a little bit challenging at the moment, but you got to try and make good of a good position to start out. So we've done that, and that's great. End of night.
I thought you put on a great show for the crowd, mate, both of you and Shona, so congratulations. You got anyone to thank in the pits?
Yeah, just all the crew again, Chad and all the boys, and my family and wife have travelled all this way with us. The hospitality we've had from this joint has been awesome. It's a great venue, great place, great state, so thanks for having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the W22 of Rick Massara. Cross back up to Jason.